This is your rating when you play openings, and this is your rating in middle games. But now you arrive in the middle game, and you're totally lost. You have no idea what to do. But starting today, I want you to apply a simple trick. Look at the pawn structure. If you understand pawn structures, you will find plans in middle game. Finding a plan doesn't involve calculating tons of variations. And I also noticed the middle games is where you have opposite colored bishops. That happens so often, and you don't know the rules to apply in opposite colored bishops. If you have the best bishop, you have to attack at all costs. Sacrifices don't matter in opposite colored bishops. You have to play super aggressively. Now look at this position. You're playing with white. The material is totally equal, but the problem is, in middle games, every position like this one reveals a secret. You have to find the theme, then you have to break it down, and the right move reveals itself. Let me first show you how you look at the position. You look at the full board, and most of the time, you focus on the kings. Or if you don't, you end up playing this move and you get checkmated on the next move. But please don't do this. I want you to remember this. The middle game is not about seeing moves. It's about seeing IDs. And here a chess expert would clearly see this position involves opposite colored bishop. And straight away starts thinking, which bishop is the best? It's quite easy to understand that this bishop is worse than this one, because there is no way to move this pawn on e6, which means this bishop is totally stuck and blocked by his own pawns. This is not the case of this bishop. If, for instance, these pawns get exchanged, then this one could advance, and this bishop is super active. But let me first show you what happens in your game. And the rule I want you to remember: if you have the right bishop, then you have to attack. You have to go for the initiative. What does it mean, having the good bishop? It means that all these dark squares, your opponent cannot defend on them, because he has a white square bishop. This is the story that this board is telling us. But if you don't listen to the story, and you start playing passively, like we all do, because we're just waiting for our friends to make mistakes, and then they do, and we don't capitalize on them, he's just gonna push a pawn. And now you're gonna take a pawn, he's gonna take a pawn. You move the queen that is being attacked. Now he opens up the position. You have to take back. And he just develops a queen, for instance on f7. And now, my friend, you have two columns open on your king. This rook now is active. He's gonna be pushing a pawn, putting his bishop on b7 with an amazing diagonal on your king. And now we messed up totally the position, and this is how we lose, because a grandmaster in this position doesn't even start thinking about taking this pawn. He understands it would be a massive waste of time. He knows he has the right bishop, so straight away the pattern is created in his mind, and he understands, I have to attack. Point number one, you have to attack. Point number two, where? And this is where most of you actually end up totally lost. Well, you have a dark squared bishop. What does it mean? You have to attack on dark squares. Queen f2. You see this kind of plan? You can only find this kind of plan that is on dark squared bishops if you understand the theme of the middle game. His opponent played c3 just to activate the rook, actually like this. This pawn anyway was a dead man, so he took it, and now the rook comes here. In this position, most of you would just think, f4 is attacked. This pawn is attacked. So I have to defend it, like this, like this, like this. But this is not what a grandmaster would do. He understands that in opposite colored bishops you have to attack at all costs. There is no tempo to be lost. Let him take the pawn on f4. It does not matter. You give a check. Now he's forced to cover with the rook. He has no other choice. Now you attack this rook. The rook moves, attacking your bishop. In this situation, most of you, they attack something and you just react to what your opponent just did. You see that he is attacking a bishop, so you would just play moves like bishop b2, bishop d2, or protecting the bishop. And this is where you lose so much time. You have an attack, and you have to go for it. And you find this brilliant move, rook a d1. He cannot take, otherwise you win the queen. So he blocks the column by playing this move. Now compare both bishops. This one looks like he's totally in jail, but this one is kind of blocked. But you know you have the right bishop, so what do? We call this, you reroute the bishop to a better square. And that's the reason why you play bishop d2. You play on dark squares. That's what you want to do. So once you identify the theme, opposite colored bishops, you kind of know how to play. He goes king g8, bishop jumps in straight away, and rook g6, and it looks like it's attacking both pieces. And now there is An absolutely brilliant move. And you're gonna tell me, yeah, but if I don't find this kind of moves here, then I can't win this kind of positions. I get it. But that's the reason why you do puzzles. Because here, there is an amazing move. Try to find it with white. I hope you found that here you could sacrifice that rook like this. If the queen takes the rook, it would be an immediate checkmate. So he can't. And if he takes the queen, like in the game, now you just give a check. The king moves, and now you take the rook. Black decided to give a check. Now you just push a pawn, protected by the bishop. He gives another check. You go up the board. This king is super safe now. And all you want is attacking like this or like this. This is your attack. This rook is totally silly here. You use the fact that you have this dark squared bishop. He's winning the game. Queen f8, another tactic now, where you can win the queen in 2 moves. Try to find it. I hope you found rook takes pawn, check. The king is forced to take, and bishop takes queen. Now the bishop comes here. Here you would try to just take it straight away. Activate your pieces. Bring the rook here would be way better to take it. He forces us to take with the king after playing this move. We take, and here he resigned. He just moves away. Now you go like this, and it's a discovery check, and you're totally winning with white. And I'm sure that next time you play a game with opposite colored bishops, you'll play it 500 elo points higher than your actual level.